So I think something that's very unique about York and Glendon, and something that I definitely took the most out of, were all the different kinds of international experience available to students. So first I did the Spanish course abroad, which was 2 months. That was my first time in Mexico. I fell in love with the culture, with the language, with the people, with the food. So I was like, okay, I have to go back to Mexico. So I came back, did my second year, and started looking into more opportunities to go back to Mexico. And that's when I found out about the York International Internship Program, which are international internships that you do during the summer. A lot of programs can count them as a course, which international studies did. So I got course credit for doing it. And then also the exchanges, which you can do on 1 semester or a full year. So I chose to do my internship between the summer between my 3rd and 4th year, and then do my exchange the first semester of my 4th year. And it was all in Mexico City. My internship was at a refugee house in Mexico City run by nuns. And a lot of the refugees that come to Mexico are from Central America, so Guatemala, El Salvador. And I started off doing very menial administrative work, filing papers, like just a lot of busy work that encompasses, I think, a lot of the internships for people that are still in university. But I quickly learned that if you prove yourself to not be a competent and capable employee, but also that you care about the work that you're doing and the organization that you're working for, you can be entrusted with more. And that's what happened to me. Is, the first week or so I was just doing mundane activities that didn't really interest me. But as the nuns started picking up on my enthusiasm and how much and how well I was doing these very menial, mundane tasks, they started giving me more and more. And so by the end of the internship, I was doing the incoming interviews with all of the refugees, and also connecting them with the legal help that they needed to seek asylum, with the political and government entities that could help them with humanitarian aid, with money for food, for transportation, connecting them with schools that gave Spanish classes for free if they didn't speak Spanish. So it was incredibly rewarding because I got to be these people's first points of contact. So I had to really put into work my people skills. I had to comfort individuals that had been through incredible trials and tribulations, and I had to effectively impact their lives in a positive way by connecting them with people that could help them in things that I myself couldn't do. So when I started my exchange, going to school full-time, I had to stop going to my internship full-time, but I still went once a week to help out the nuns because I, again, had grown so attached to the work and to the people, and I wanted to do as much as I could. And they had grown to trust me and love me, and I was part of the family. So I still went once a week. And one Saturday, the head nun calls me and asks me to come in to do a presentation and a tour of the house to an American individual. And so I spoke English, so I was the obvious person for the job. And I had also learned a lot through my time there. So I had compiled a little presentation about the work that we did, about the demographics of the people that we helped. And so it was not at all what I wanted to do with my Saturday afternoon, but I went, and it turned out to be, again, one of those definitive days in my life because I met my now employer, who is somebody who is the founder and the president of a very well-funded nonprofit, and it's a private nonprofit, that is mostly funded by one of America's wealthiest individuals. And they do a lot of development work everywhere in the world, but specifically in Latin America with farmers and with migrants. So he needed somebody on the ground that had good Spanish skills, but also English skills, and could manage the projects that they already were funding, but also look for opportunities for new projects. So he saw, I think, that in the few hours that I spent with him that Saturday afternoon, giving him a tour of the house, explaining to him the work that we did, in the house. I think he saw sort of the sparkle in my eye and that I was doing something that I really loved and really cared about and wanted to do well and wanted to really have an impact. And so he asked me, you know, what are you doing after graduation? And I was like, I don't know, sir, working for you. And yeah, in a few weeks, I'll be moving to Mexico to work for this foundation. And I will be traveling all over Latin America, and I will be using my people skills, my language skills, and the critical thinking skills that I picked up while here at Glendon. And it's incredible, and it is possible to land your dream job. You just have to put in the work and the enthusiasm and seek out those opportunities.